Hello, I'm back once again. It is Friday, so it is Starmark's time, and as the title may suggest, I'm going to be refitting some of my older creations with modular engines. Because up until like half a year ago, I didn't really know how to use them, but now I do. I realized they're really simple. So why not use them? Why not try to refit some of my older stuff with a modular engine, decrease the amount of engine I need, saves weight, space, makes it a lot better. Yeah, let's see if we can get into that by pressing the stream button, and then I'm gonna tell you guys that I've actually came prepared. Hello. My camera is also isn't too laggy, so that's good. So yeah. I put my Discord back over it. Put my phone on the stand that I've 3D printed forever ago and put it on a charger because it needs to be charged. 18%. It is not the lowest, but if I don't drop it, off to a smooth start already. Let's see. Because actually was smart at some point, and when I designed the stand that I use, I put it at a 30-degree angle, which does allow for weaker cables to fit underneath, after making a cutout for it, of course. But I can now fit, it now fits neatly kind of onto little pegs that stick out. And it just lays there then at a 30-degree angle, perfect if you're on your desk and you just look at it. For once, I made a smart design. Though I could do more with the aesthetics, but I'm not really planning on printing a new one, considering this one has been doing it for a year at this point, and I should probably give you guys game audio. Realizing that I didn't turn the audio on. Come on, we can get to 100 here. Stormworks, you can do it. Should probably clean my PC at some point. Oh, there we go. Apparently threatening with cleaning worked. I would have guessed that. Now the screen just needs to turn on. There we go. We're gonna save this, and we're just gonna go look through all the creations. We're gonna scroll all the way down. I guess this diesel locomotive? Hold on, I'm gonna see how I think I made it with like 2 to 3. No, that's camera mode. You wanna press home button, go in here, press the home button again, create a vehicle, grab this, which I made a really long time ago. I think it's positioned correctly. Yes, it is. Bunch of equipment, couple of extra seats. Already realized that I need to change those up. There needs to be block. This seat really doesn't do anything. There's a lot of fuel, speed, brakes. Some cabin lights, coolant pumps. Yeah, the rear ones are these are 4 engines. Let's see, doing 125. I don't know what this distance. What did I put this distance sensor for? Why did I put a distance sensor in there? Can this even derail or not? Doesn't seem like it. But I guess this can use a refit. These are engine controllers. So I was actively working on this when I switched from my laptop. I think this was one of the last projects that I worked on my laptop before making a switch to the desktop I'm currently using. But I do also realize that the cooling... Hello.
Never fear, I am here.
Nice. Now all we're missing is...
Maybe you should fear for that reason, I don't know.
Yeah, now all we're missing is Jordan, because I do want to ask about Sunday. Because I am still not entirely sure.
Neither am I, actually.
Because I do want to finish my report so I can print them on Monday and then basically say, alright, well, I've printed them all.
Printed them? Why do you need to print
them? Because the guy that's like at the company looking at them wants them printed.
Oh, I see.
So you can then just make notes on it. So I can then see those notes, see that I still need to do a lot of stuff, and then change that lot of stuff.
Right.
It's not too bad, but I basically have like 6 reports done out of 13, so I still need to do 7 of them. And I was planning on doing that Sunday. So I guess that's where my...
Well, no, you can still do that on the birthday.
Yeah, that's where my doubt comes in. In my opinion, is completely justifiable.
I think it would just be really funny if we actually go there and just start fucking working instead of...
I would see that as rude.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Like at that point, don't go if you're just gonna do work.
Yeah, but cake show.
You can just get you're an adult.
Here's the thing, though.
How have you not figured it out yet, Jim? How you're an actual
free cake show. Actually, it would probably be more expensive because of gas, but
exactly.
It feels like free cake, Jules.
You figured it out. You're paying for fuel as well. And also, I'm gonna have more of a problem than you have if I go. You wanna know how? You wanna know why? If I go, I'm gonna have to come from further away.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We'd probably want to leave reasonably early because we're not gonna stay for the night.
No. No, we're not.
So, like, we would also want to kind of leave there at, like, probably 7 at most.
I'll be home by 9, so...
Or 8.
7 or 8 those are the 2 acceptable options, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. So, like... Because I'm assuming we would just do it. I will say, by the way, where he lives is a little closer to where we had to go for the wedding.
Oh, we don't have to go... Do we go to the new or to the old place?
Good question. I'm assuming, like... Actually, I don't know. I feel like the place where they, like, live is a little small for a birthday party.
It depends on the size, honestly.
Well, if Yoran says that there's gonna be family that he doesn't know, then
Yeah. If
like
it's at the new...
you've seen that little living room jam packed with stuff.
Yeah. It was not...
When we were there with just us and his sisters, it was extremely crowded already.
There was no place to sit.
So I'm assuming it's at the new place. I'm assuming they just clear some space, right?
You would assume so.
But I don't know.
Also, I'm realizing that by putting a modular engine into this, I can probably make this train a lot smaller. Because it's quite long, because I fit like 4 engines into it. Now that I'm turning it modular, I can just fit smaller engines into it.
But most important question, if we do go, do we get a present? And if so, how do we make it as funny as possible?
We make it as funny as possible, but with an absurd amount of rapping.
Yeah, I'll drive, you wrap it in as much paper as you can.
No, one of the drives, both of us start wrapping it up.
That's a terrible idea.
Wrapping paper.
But what do we buy, though?
More Mentos.
What?
More Mentos.
Can we get another pack like that in one day?
No, it usually takes a couple of days to arrive.
Exactly. We could manually do it. Just buying, 30 of those 30 packs and just like, I don't know, putting them in like toilet rolls.
No, all we need to go is towards. All we need to do is go towards an action, and then actually get like. Wait, I have a bad idea.
You know those really big packs of Autodrop?
Yeah, but I have a worse idea.
What?
One roll of Mentos, wrapped in multiple rolls of wrapping paper, of plastic, just so wrapped up that it's like it takes you a long time to unwrap it just for it to be one roll of Mentos.
No, if you're gonna do that, you do Tic Tacs.
Yes. Oh, we're maniacs. It should not be this funny, honestly.
Do we do that? I kind of feel like we could, like, we very easily could just make a very quick stop along the way. Like, surely you can buy, like, Tic Tacs at, like, gas stations.
Yeah. Let's see.
We could make it stupider.
How?
We buy 2 of the little boxes with Tic Tacs, right? Like 2 of the two things. And then the one we do the insane wrapping on it, and then the other one we just do normal, and we're like, yeah.
What orientation do I put the 3x3 cylinders in? Is it this orientation? This orientation makes makes a lot more sense. Now that I think about it, it puts the ports in a more obvious position.
But like, we just first give the small package, and then she's like, "Oh, Tic Tacs," and then we give the big package.
And then after like an hour, it's like, "Oh, Tic Tacs."
And more Tic Tacs.
On one hand, I would say let's do it. On the other hand, probably a bad idea.
This whole thing is a bad idea.
It's true. But we're gonna ignore that.
But look, if we make it bad enough, bad times bad equals good, right?
I mean, that's how it works with movies. If movies are bad enough, they'll eventually become good again.
That depends on in what way they're bad.
I mean, sure, you have some good bad movies, you also have some bad good movies.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You should probably put it with like quality. You have good bad quality movies and bad good quality movies.
Yeah, I guess so. I had a stupid idea
What?
that I probably shouldn't do.
Oh no.
What if I print my story?
You're gifting your story. No. No.
No.
No.
This is a terrible idea.
That's somehow worse than the entire Tic Tac idea.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. We could wrap the Tic Tacs in my story.
But they have to. Oh, they have to be careful because you want to read the story. So you cannot rip it apart because that would destroy the story.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That's a terrible idea. Speaking of, he better join. Also, what was that with ChatGPT? Like, literally, I was like programming, right? And I was figuring it out, I was doing it, and then it didn't work. And then I asked ChatGPT, and they're like, oh yeah, no, this is why it's not working. And, I explained everything that I wanted. I explained how I wanted it to work, and it's like, yep, here you go. And I do it, and it doesn't work. And it's just like, oh, here's a new version, and it didn't work. And I asked, wait, can you even do it at all? And it's like, no. Then why did you give me code as if it would work?
Because, Jim, and this may be a surprise to you, because you've asked for it.
Yes, but I
You
asked,
specifically
is
asked
it
an AI.
possible? Yes, but I
code.
asked, is it possible for the OpenAI API to receive pictures or files through Discord? And it's like, yep, here's the code.
Yeah.
And then it just, and only later, like 20 minutes later, it's like, you can't do that. So
Yeah.
apparently you can do it with a couple other API models, but not with this one.
So that
So
means.
I'm guessing the code would work if I changed the AI.
So that means you're gonna have to do more work to change the AI.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Why not?
Mainly because the alternative that it gave me is Google's AI, and I don't agree with Google's AI.
You don't trust the very big corporation that doesn't care about stealing your data.
That's actually not the only reason. The other reason is that it's literally built with an inbuilt bias, and it admits to that.
They use DeepSeek and then ask about a certain square. We've all seen the memes about it. You ask for the Tiananmen Square massacre or something that relates to it. DeepSeek AI starts talking about it. As soon as it reaches a certain point where it actually says that, it suddenly deletes the message and instead says, "Sorry, can't help."
Wait, really?
Yeah. Like you actually see the message typing, and as soon as you get to Tiananmen Square, it just deletes everything.
That is.
Hello.
Stupid. Hello, Baron.
I'm refitting old stuff.
Baron, help us brainstorm. We need a stupid gift idea for a sister for a friend.
We really are the worst with this, aren't we?
You can have your name on it.
That's somehow sort of a worse idea, in my opinion. Question.
You know, that's a good question. I think like 16 or 17. Right?
I don't know. I haven't kept track though. I would see it as a tad bit weird if a friend suddenly knows a lot about your sister.
Depends on how well you know them. Oh no, now we need to look. Okay, they have an entire list. They have
two
dogs. They have 2 dogs, 3 cats, a snake. What else did they have?
2 buns.
Oh yeah, bunnies.
I like how I don't even call bunnies anymore, just buns. Like you can tell I own one. About how I talk about it. What's also funny is everybody that owns a pet passively insults it. Everybody just insults their pet in a loving way. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Lego flowers! They don't need water.
That is true, they don't need water.
Oh my god. We can hold up. We can make them better, Joe. Knock off Lego flowers.
Legos are fun. The problem is if you're gonna move at some point, you're gonna have to move all the Legos as well.
Yeah. The other problem is I don't think we can get that in one day.
I know where we could probably get it, but
What is that? What is that? Is that a Star Wars thing?
No, not the T-3485. Is there actually
a?
Do you mean a Lego set or a real life one? Because a real life one would be a little bit more difficult to get.
Is it a tank or something?
Yes. They would have to be functional.
Okay, Joe. How much money are we willing to burn on this? Because we can get a forklift.
I have a bad idea now. Not a forklift, but a forklift certification. Actually, I kind of want to ask it for my birthday.
For what? Nothing. It's a forklift. You just,
You use it for forklift activities.
You use it for when you don't know how to use the what's it called? Like the thing to work up high. Like isn't it a man something?
No idea.
Hold on.
But honestly, a forklift certification would be funny because the memes about being forklift certified. We all know them.
Cherry picker. I don't think it's a cherry picker in English.
I think that's everything for this modular engine. I mean, we got the exhaust. I'm actually adapting my old creations to fit modular engines into them instead of... Because in here were 4 large engines. And I'm seeing if these, I think 24 cylinders are going to be functional. Then I can basically shorten all this space, shorten the entire length of this locomotive. Because it is just long. Because I had to fit everything in there.
Okay.
All I need is a modular
you know
engine. I need my engine controller, actually. Engine.
You know what? We can't. I don't think we can get Lego flowers in time. But
If you checked Kruidvat, if they have them.
oh, that's a good point.
But Heli doesn't fly. That's all my helicopters that I ever tried making. Sadly, they never flew.
But we can print out paper flowers.
Seriously.
We'll put Gaming Baron's name on it. It's not our responsibility.
No. This is fuel. This is the air manifold. This is the fuel manifold. This is the RPS.
We have permission. We have permission.
Where's the throttle coming? I guess from here. Alright, let's see if this actually worked. Because if this works, I'm going to be surprised. We're going to shut this door. This door's already shut. Cabin lights. Bring this up to like 5. I think...
Yeah.
I think I know why my engine isn't starting yet. Probably because I haven't connected the starters and the alternators to a battery. Also, am I gonna get a constant number again? Wait, I removed this fuel valve, right? No, I did not remove the fuel valve. What if I repurpose the fuel valve 1, the constant number for that, to the clutch pressure of these? Then I remove this one.
So I do think we are obligated now.
Well, I do want to work on my reports, so it depends on how early we either have to leave or we arrive there.
I know, but if we go, we are obligated.
Yes.
Just don't go.
Considering we're gonna have to drive cross country again.
You don't get to say again. I've been there more than you. Granted that more is only once, but that's not that's yeah, we'll travel 2 hours there, eat one bit of cake, and just leave and go 2 hours back.
Why is it not running? Also, let me take a look into this engine control. This has to push the toggle in there. Alright, then we have that. Then we're gonna have to actually change this one. Or this one goes to that one. I'm gonna need to read off channel... I'm just gonna read off channel 2. So we're gonna read off this one, channel 2. Channel 2. Stuff is falling out of my pocket. Channel 2 will read the RPS. Right, what am I doing wrong here? What is not reaching what it needs to reach? We have diesel. This gets put into there, which... I mean, they're connected to each other over here, so that should be fine. Fuel, we pull air in. Oh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong with it. No, wait, this is not what's wrong with it. Because this should be clamped. Yeah, this is clamped, so it doesn't really matter actually. This we have exhaust, we have air in, we have exhaust out, we have coolant, and then we have the power to the clutch. The clutch, which is not connected yet. I don't know why I have the clutch. I have the clutch clamped, but I'm gonna remove it.
Would it be offensive to get Mentos rolls and like stick them together like the cross?
It might be a little insensitive, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we'll stick with the Tic Tacs and paper flowers.
Alright, apparently it doesn't go any higher than that, but I also cannot reach inside because I don't have active hold. So I guess we're going to be making those so I can actually access the engine. Because of course I try to make a modular engine, but it doesn't do what I want it to do. So we're gonna crawl in here to see what's up. So we have these, which connects that. Wait, no, actually, I need to do some. I need to do some more stuff. Cabin light starter becomes a toggle. This loses the push to toggle and just becomes straight up toggle. Across the back here. There are gas relief valves. This one is sucking it in. It seems to be taking fuel. The flywheel is running with like 1.16, but it's not going fast enough. The AR ratio is good. Oh, why isn't this one running? Why are we not running at all? Do I have to fit yet another starter to this? I'm just gonna deploy the tactic of engine not spinning fast enough. Deploy more starters. Problem is, where are the other two? Oh, they're connected up there. So will it spin fast enough so it actually spawns in? Because we do have fuel. The fuel's being sucked. What if I grab like this? Why is it not working now? I'm trying to get a modular... Usually modular engines are functional if I build them, but... They're not working. We have the fuel. We have the I still find it weird. We have the fuel. What if I just straight up do this? What if I just directly connect them? Because it does spin it at a nice RPM, but it just doesn't go. Right, it was not that. Do I need more fuel or something? What if I just do... What if I just straight up do this? Just add more fuel to it. And then add more air to it. What is this magic? Like, it has the correct AR ratio. Like, or AF ratio. It has air fuel. What am I overlooking here? That's WNS, so that's not doing anything. What if I just connect more ports? Will this help? Probably not. Do I hope that it helps? Absolutely. Was it there notice a design mistake here? Yes, I did. Is it the same here? Yep, it is the same there. Of course, that was not it. Wait a second, I need to start it to see about the exhaust, because if I don't get exhaust, I know what's wrong with it. We're not getting exhaust out of it. That's probably a limiting factor. Yeah, we are just not getting exhaust. We'll move it closer. And just make one exhaust. I did not rescue any casualties. we still haven't reached any combustion at all. It's starting to frustrate me, actually. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with these engines. Unless I'm not supposed to connect... Hold on, let me actually save this. Let me save it around the same name, the Bush Diesel logo modular. Save and presets, mod preset engines. This is a lot of exhaust. I think... Jim, we got one again. This has to be a hacked account.
Remove the space.
Oh, this has to be a hacked account. Oh, this is sad.
Why?
Well, I've had an account before. If you click on the account, you see if it was created. If it was created at some point. But this is an account that is Twitch Recap 2423. It's an account from 2022. Okay. Prime Gaming. But I'm gonna have to report this.
Okay.
I'm gonna say possible hacked account. I'm gonna put that in there because obviously. Because if you create something in 2023 or in 2022, and you suddenly in 2025 start sending out these messages, that's a bit suspicious, isn't it? Yeah, we have all this. That one just goes in there and out there. So that means I can at least change my cooling setup. If I scroll all the way up, grab this one, I can change my cooling to be a little bit better. I know that technically is better already. But alright. That just basically indicated to me that I need more exhaust to make sure this guy can actually set off, because instead of an inline 4 with like a triangular 6, instead of 4 with 24 cylinders. We're just gonna slap a couple of exhausts on there. We're gonna make eventually a manifold for this. We're reaching 5. We're reaching 1.5 and it just stopped. What if I were to remove the flywheel entirely? Then I do have to get my RPS from something like the crank. And then this channel to down here, which is this one, also needs to get the RPS from a crank. That probably means that somebody got their account hacked, and without them knowing, they're gonna be banned from my chat. Nope, flywheel did not work. So we have the flywheel. Oh, I didn't think exhausts again. Also had something weird happen to me this morning, or at least last night. Usually, when I go to bed, I'm still on my phone a little bit before I fall asleep. Tonight, I was doing the same thing, but apparently I was just so tired that I fell asleep. There has to be something I'm overlooking here. Like there has to be something I'm overlooking. I could put this in here. Wait a minute. I might have an idea. This way, I spread it, or I pre-spread it. That is going to make that big of a difference anyway, but... Like this is 0.5, right? This is slowly pulling fuel. As far as I understand, it pulls fuel from here. An enclosed space by the looks of it. Or at least that's what this indicates as well. So there is fuel. Oh man, I'm a bike.
Well then, go on the road.
Yeah. You know bikes don't go on the road, they go on the bike path.
Sometimes they go on the road.
If there is no bike path, yes, but if there is a bike path, you go on there. That's how they work here in the Netherlands, because we're the country of bikes.
That depends on where you are, actually. Some places people just don't care.
Amsterdam. Probably. No, that's where they care the most about, is because you have an absurd amount of car traffic as well.
I think depends on where in Amsterdam you're talking.
Yeah. The thing is, right, you have... Well, the only reason I have this little bit in between is so I have space for this. But what bothers me the most is you have all these crankshafts that are connected properly, right? Are they connected properly? Yeah, they are connected properly. They have 3 cylinders on each one. And they're all connected with... their banks are connected. So this number is 0.5, but if you change it to 1... What is that output value of 10 doing here? Oh, that's temperature. I think this is a low fuel warning. tried to do something with this apparently, but I didn't. Why is phone vibrating? Vibrating. Also, Jim, is not the end of an age, it's the end of an era.
Why is it the end of an era?
Talk about the salad updates.
Yeah, why not of an age?
I don't know, I guess I'm used to this saying it being the end of an era instead of the end of an age. Like an age is a number, an era is a specific amount of time. Or a specific time frame. Which something might have happened.
Exactly.
That is an era, an age.
And this month was the age of the salad updates.
An age is just number. I'm saying that, but it's not just a number, it means something, but it's mainly a number. Before you all drop the allegation, well, he said age is just a number. This is pumping fluid, right? This is good. You have the intake, you just don't have exhaust. Where is my exhaust? Also, I just realized something. I'm not relieving this that enclosed volume of any gases. So as you can see, it just slows down. Like this air intake's taking everything in. And the exhaust is not coming out. What if I put everything on this one cylinder? I'm just messing around doing different things, trying to make it work. Hoping that this time it will actually... There's no combustion happening. Hold on. Let me spawn it in, press this, press hide. Yeah. It is. There is fuel in here. That then goes through here. So it's just taking a bit long to react to this one. Or have they already reacted to it? No. Alrighty then. Also, I had pictures taken recently of the house because we do have to sell it. And that meant I had to disassemble my chair. So I undid the four kind of screw bolt combinations. It is a weird one. It is a combination of a nut with a hexagonal bit on the inside. So you can fit a hex key in there, as well as just a wrench over it. And also I can get behind it, because then it doesn't matter what tools you have with you. It will function. Right, so gases can escape. The gases are not the problem. The fact that this engine just doesn't want to run is the problem. But how does one solve this conundrum? I guess what I can do here is make this package slightly more compact by grabbing it, pulling it closer, pasting it, merging it back. Then this one won't fit, of course. That's just how it works. They're going to be really annoying and fitted like underneath here. Which just means something like this. Also needs to be cleared out. Then we simply put this here. I think that is the wrong way. We do it like that. Did action on the report? Yeah, they've action on the report, and they realized that once again a violation did occur of their rules. So I guess that's another account possibly banned. Which I do feel kind of sorry for. What did I press? Why is it kind of laggy? I do feel kind of sorry for the person's account I just got blocked, but on the other hand, your account is telling me to buy views. Like, if I want to spend money to get more viewers, I would spend money on an actual advertisement campaign. Like, I would try and just do actual ads, but I would not just pay money to get instant views. Because people will find out. It's the internet. Everybody finds out everything about everyone. Again, it is slightly better, but it's still not it. What if we add a fourth starter to the problem? 4 starters, 2 alternators, just to get this piece of shit running. And don't even know if it will improve. Oh, we're almost there. 1 more starter and it will actually run. That means that the entire thing is just filled with 5 starters. Wouldn't it be smarter to install like a pony motor at that point? Or donkey engine? Is it a pony or a donkey? One of the two. At least, or what I'm trying to say is the art of installing a smaller engine first. We are running. I do not have a gearbox. Or at least I don't have the gearbox programmed yet. Alright, let's actually connect the gearbox up then. to channel 2? Or no, number 2, button 2 on here. Button 1. It's working now. I think it is already more powerful than 4 normal engines. And we're going to be asking for 10. What is our speed? Let's slow her down. Let's slow her down. We're running 10. We're running 10. I think we're already running faster. We're running at a higher speed than before. You can reach the Arctic with this one in like an hour. Probably. Just 1 hour and you're already in the Arctic. How does it do on fuel? Quite nicely, actually. Actually, let's check the temperature of everything. Yeah, it is not getting all that hot. It is just that the bit is so poorly set that it actually is just causing the wheel slip. Wait, what? Jim, have you experienced this as well?
What?
Where you get an email on your phone, you get the notification, you swipe it away, only to immediately get it again.
Maybe.
And it's the same message. So while we're cleaning up, we found a floppy disk, which one that is not floppy. Why would one call it a floppy disk if you eventually have them become rigid and not floppy? What kind of scam is this? But the label has been absolutely wiped out apart from, I can read disk program and 97. But I don't have anything to read it with. I do have a solution for that as well. Because I'm a smart man. I already bought a CD DVD reader because, yeah. So I guess it's time to bite the bullet and get a get one for floppy disk as well. So eventually I'll be the guy that you go to if you have a weird format that needs to be read. Like you have a floppy disk, you have a DVD that you want to look at. I can also play like cassette tapes, only the music versions though. I guess I could... Ooh, it's gonna be April. Ooh, April's coming up. The end of April is coming up. And for all the Dutch people, that's already going to be ringing a bell. Because every end of April, we have a little thing called King's Day, where you are allowed to sell your old stuff.
That's in April?
Yes. It has been in April for our entire lives.
Well, first up, that is not true, because I remember Queen's Day, and that was not in April, I think.
Was it like the end of April?
I don't think so. But, second, why would I know our king's birthday?
Because you were able to buy cheap shit.
No.
Huh.
You know that I am the least Dutch person. I'm the least Dutch person.
I have looked it up. And actually, it started out at the 31st of August. Yes. It started out in August, but from 1949, they moved it to the 30th of April, the last day. And when we got our king in like 2014 or 2016 or something, they then decided it was time to move it for like 3 days earlier to the 27th. So our entire lives and our parents' entire lives, it has been in April. Right, so what if this, I think, should be 0 and this one, oh no, wait. It's diesel. I'm actually modifying it to be, because I'm refitting my old creations with modular engines. Because yeah, that seemed to make sense to me. Can I refit this with a catalytic converter in there, and a gas relief valve underneath there?
So I found the best way to parry in DMC5, and it's called punching.
Nice.
You punch the sword.
Alright, let's see if this still works with the catalytic converters installed.
Hey, there is a new chatter.
Let the wheel slip happen, don't worry about it, it will go away eventually.
Remember when I mentioned that Vettel and Neuro had a sponsored stream?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was really funny because Neuro did not cooperate with that.
So she's like, against ads.
No, she was no, not that. They were playing the game, right? And she was just like, it's boring. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Can we talk about Ghost of Tsushima?
How fast is this going now? Now it's going a little bit smoother. This thing used to have 4 large diesel engines. I changed it to a 24-cylinder 3x3 modular engine, which is like the size of like 1/3 of it, of those 4. And it gets a higher speed. Problem is, it wheel slips a bit because it is not... Although I have a flywheel on it, right? Should probably see if I can try and fit a bigger flywheel to it. It will take longer to rev up, but I don't mind that. Yeah, I made this train even before I switched to a PC. And I still had my laptop in front of me with a keyboard in front, a external hard drive, which was just an HDD stuck on a dock. Which, Jim, I think you have that set up now.
What?
With, like, your laptop and HDD and a dock behind it.
Yes.
That just crackles every time you start your PC up.
A little bit.
That's HDDs, they just do that because they have physical disks inside of them. SSDs don't do that. They are solid state, they just write. I could make a compact one of these, I could make a compact one of these. I don't know if I can keep this speed up. All I know is that I will have to increase the number. I will have to increase one of the numbers, and I might mess with gearing, depending on how much this is actually able to pull. Wait, hold on. I wrote it down in a note that where are my notes?
Why does he say Hoba?
I have notes here. Let me see if the correct ones are on there.
Oh, Jules! We're invited!
Yeah, so get more gift ideas, I guess. Wait, I might have an idea that can go either really good or really wrong. So while I'm trying to find a specific thing, specific piece of paper, it's called Iron Brew. Because tomorrow I'm gonna be on the road anyway. So I might as well pick some stuff up. Right, if we aim... Like, actually stapled some notes together because, well, I have a lot of staples left and I want to get rid of them, so I decided to just say, nah, fuck it, let's staple stuff. If we aim it towards the engine, we multiply the RPS, we divide the torque. If we put it away from the engine, we divide the RPS and multiply the torque. So I want to point it away from the engine in that scenario, because we want more torque from the locomotive, right? Also, we might want to grab a weight block and just turn this entire floor into it. Like, just grab this entire part. No, symmetry mode. Symmetry mode. Keep that on. And then fill it all in with a weight block. And I think I can pretty much fill this... Well, if I fill this with fuel, I don't know what to do with this empty space. Like, what do I do with it? Do I turn this into a secondary fuel tank? Do I turn this into, like... Wait, hold on. Hold on, I have an idea. I have an idea that might work. Like, if I want to keep this length... Right, now, this is a question for you, chat. Do I keep it at this length, or do I shorten it? Because I don't know if I want to I don't know if I want to keep the same length or make it shorter. Wait, I also forgot to change this number to make it smaller so it blips in between a lot quicker. Hopefully. Actually, I think it became worse. Whoops. 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 I have a slight derailment here. Brakes, I guess. I only slightly derailed. I think I might have to add like this many zeros to it. Do I? Because the thing is, what I'm planning on doing, if I keep the length, like if I keep this as long as it is right now, then what I'll have... Oh, come on, why does it glitch every time? I think that number is just too big. I think this number is just a slight bit too big. Because if I were to keep the length of this, I would push the engine and everything back, including the fuel tank, and then turn the bit that frees up into living space. So you can just have a locomotive where you can live in. Or I shorten it and remove all the extra space, maybe add a little bit of extra fuel, but we're already running almost 10,000 liters. Right, so what I'm gonna do is see if this can haul some cars by simply going to the workshop. And where, yeah, here I grabbed the this was at the point where I was switching from PC. That's why I have all of these work in progress things, which were at the time things that I was actually working on. There we go. This is an old one. And it's the wrong position. Of course it is in the wrong position. To reposition it again on this track here. And for many, this is just a weird train car. For us veterans, it is something well known. Because this used to be a rail car that you could just transport. I don't know if it's still in the game. Right, so if I spawn it again now, if I don't edit the vehicle in zone just yet. Alright. Create a vehicle. Grab the exact same thing. Wait, don't have it at this point saved? Somewhere? No. I guess not. So I guess if we open up the autosave, the autosave is correct. So all I have to do is keep spawning the autosave. And it's also surprisingly calm today at work because we started with... Because Friday, one person is not there on Friday. One leaves early usually, but this time another one was also it also had a day off or was leaving earlier, which meant that we spent like half the day with just the 3 of us. We did talk about ordering pizza, but that didn't happen, sadly. Would have loved to just be at work, just eat some pizza on a Friday. Right now they are connected. Let me keep pushing this through, run back. Spawn a new one in, keep pushing that towards it. Spawn a new one in, keep pushing that towards it. And then we're going to turn this off because I don't like looking at it. I give 2 there. I think I have some old screenshots where I was pulling like 12 of these. But that does show that modular engines in Stormworks are not really that difficult. Because the thing with them is you get a crankshaft, you connect your cylinders to it. If you have multiple banks, you spend some time connecting the 2 banks together. Because if you don't connect them together, then things are also... Then you give one bank some stuff, and then the rest just won't work. So you connect the banks up if you have multiple. Otherwise, it's just a matter of... Get air, fuel. You have to get 4 things correct. The air, the fuel, the exhaust, and the coolant. Those 4 things need to be on there. Then all you do is divide the fuel by 2 as the input, and the input isn't allowed to become bigger than 1. So you're stuck between 0 and 1. That's it. You have a running engine. Yes, there can be, as shown today, there can be a little bit more fiddly, but as long as you don't care about that, you should be fine. Also, it might be smart to actually turn this thing off before it runs out of fuel. If I can actually jump onto this. Come on, come on, onto it we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Because we are storing in a decent... There we go. We almost have 4 of them connected. To actually, because I'm pushing it forward still, we are actually making progress forward here. we only have 4 of them connected so far. I kind of want to connect like a total of probably around 6. I think maybe for 12. So we have 4, but I can have put a neat trick. Can put a neat trick here. Some of you may know what trick I'm gonna pull. And it's incredibly sneaky in my opinion. We're gonna grab the entire card here. Entire row car. In its entirety. There we go. This is the entire thing, right? Copy. Move this backwards first. And paste. And spawn it in. Now we're spawning into at the same time. Efficiency. Which means we can push these 2 forward together. That means we're already pulling 6 of them. I might actually have to back it up into this. Actually, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna slowly back up into it. I'm gonna throttle up a little bit, off the brake. And slowly ease onto the clutch. Probably shouldn't be merging at that speed. 13 kilometers an hour, which results in one that's underneath 10. No, no, don't tell me. No. No. Come on, get onto the bloody train. There we go, we are connected now. We're on the brake now. All right, we are pulling this with ease. Like I'm barely on the clutch right now. Right, then we're gonna go fully on the brake to try and slow it down eventually. I think I'm out of the woods right now. Yes. Actually, what if we pull this all the way through? Cut. Pull it backwards. Still, I can start seeing red. Paste. Then we're gonna pull this back in. Copy it again. I didn't realize I could fit a third onto it. Meaning, I'm already pulling 6 of them. I'm gonna be pulling 9 of them.
Zin om Flikkermestig te kijken?
Kom maar aan.
Let me try. That's too much, clutch. I'm off the brakes. Bonk. I think we're connected now, so apply the brakes fully. Try and grind to a halt. Switch gears. Start applying some more clutch. Meantime, get off the brake fully. Start to slowly apply forward motion. So I'm going to go to the camera angle, unpause. Yeah, this is 9 cars that I'm pulling. So I guess one more spawn and then we're pulling 12 of them, and then I can see how much this can handle or if I have to increase torque. Alright, we're just gonna do that, then we're gonna do this. I guess press Alt because you have normal speed, you have shift, and then you have Alt if you want to do really, really fast. Right, spawn it in, press home, hold Alt a little bit, shift, then press home. Then jump into it. Reverse again. Now it starts to bite. We slowly increase the clutch till we wheel slip. Then we let go again, going low speeds. There's too much slack in it with pushing it. It keeps hitting and hitting and hitting. Now let's see us connect then. There we go. We are slowly inching closer to it. And we're almost there. We're gonna do it once again. And we once again will be looking if they've connected yet. Right, pause. Oh, they've connected. Right, they've connected. So, apply the brake fully. Shift gear. Try and come to a halt. Seems good enough. Because we are going to apply a little bit of this. And we should. Start pulling forward again. First we have to pull everything in tension so their speed will fluctuate in the beginning. As I try to apply slow but steady movements towards... Yeah, it is not supposed to do that. Like, if the engine has some more tuning, then it could really work, but it... So far, it is pulling it with quite a lot of ease. I guess that does kind of settle it. It does pull everything quite well. So we're gonna save this. Then we are not gonna spawn it in because what we're gonna do to get rid of everything is just clean all vehicles. Oh wow, all 12 of them are gone. And I can now spawn this back in. To really fine-tune this engine because it is messy. Like, it should not do that. That is all in these two numbers. Now if I make this... If I remove a 0 from here... Will it still be very annoying? It's trying to make it run smooth. Come on. It overcompensates immediately. Which is what makes me think that that number is too high. If I make this number incredibly small, will it work the same way or will it work the other way? I know what I'm doing is kind of extreme, but... Oh, come on. That didn't really change anything. It's still kind of rough. 0.5 maybe? Maybe 0.05. Maybe that number is too big and it tries to... It keeps going over because it adds too much. That's probably what's happening. It's going over, tries to subtract that number. Oh, come on. I'm asking for 10 and I'm getting a very smooth number here. But it also works great under load. Right off. Let's see if this is forward. So putting the clutch puts too much weight. I need to increase torque. I'm gonna have to increase torque here. Because I'm not even wheel slipping, which means I don't have enough. So I either have two options here. One of them is also very interesting, which I'm actually also gonna do. Now you may be wondering, what weird idea did I just have? Well, you might already notice it. Because why else would I be moving all of this exactly 6 blocks backwards? Because why else but to add more engine to it? Is it overkill? Likely. Does one care? No. No, I want 6 more cylinders. Oh, but now it doesn't have enough power. I now realize something. I don't have enough power to actually start it up. To actually kickstart it into its required gear, or into the... So I guess I'm gonna have to do a very, very old trick. Because the starters are too weak. It's legit just saying... I'm gonna need a secondary clutch. This one will actually go there. This one will go like this. This one will go like this. This one will go like this. Motor. A small electric motor. So, what I want to do now is create sort of a control panel somewhere that you use to start the engine with. So you climb on board. You're also kind of in the wrong seating position. Like the engineer usually sits here, but no, I did it here. Technically, this is a British locomotive now. But I want to make this a panel here, which...
Oh, I'm gonna go for a little bit. I'll probably be back in like 40 minutes.
Alright.
So, bye.
Bye.
Bye, Chad.
I'm gonna put a throttle in there. Which does remove things like sure, you can look at what the engine controls are doing. If you want it, you're going to need your clutch for... Like this will be the clutch for this one. I'm making a train, I'm not making a well. Although I could. Technically, I still need to make a 3D print of a suitcase. No, a suitcase like a case. That on one side is the word just, on the other side is a picture of a well. So you can grab it. So, well, in that case, I have this just in case. I know it's a bad pun, but I guess a button to. I guess use a push button to rev up this small electric motor, and turn on the starters. Then you use this clutch to kind of get it on. So you first... I want to actually see if you can undo it without this. So you first rev this up, then you slowly apply the clutch until this engine kicks off. And then you can use this clutch with this one here, because you're not really... Well, I guess you do still need that one for the revs, but... If I'm smart about this and actually say 100 with a minimum value of 0 and a start value of 5. Helicopters. I never got them to work. Should try again at some point. I don't have an instrument panel for this, I think. Instrument panel. I think that's mainly it, actually. Like, I need to be able to turn this on and operate this clutch. Which I'm doing, so I'm going to fill this one back in. Remove this. Paint. They're going to fix a mistake that's on both sides, so symmetry mode gets turned on for this one. Boom, done. Right now I need a switch. Yes, compact switch box in combination with a 4 dials, I guess. We're going to put fuel on one of them. RPS main engine. RPS motor. And then we... I guess that's it, basically. I guess only 3 of them, but eh. So output switch box, the input switch box, the throttle lever operates that. This one then operates this one. Power everything with electricity. So 1 will still read out the fuel. 2 will read out the RPS of that. This will read out the RPS of this thing, which no idea how to measure that one. And that's pretty much it. Then we're gonna have to connect this. So I have to walk all the way to the back just to access that little panel to start up the engine. Oh, wait. I do have to press the... I do have to... I guess it has started. Yes, it has. Ooh, it goes so smooth. I tuned it to perfection. Should make it a lever instead of that. Here, let's see if we can get this to derail now. Because we're running full speed forward. We're doing 150. Trying to... Oh, we're going 300 now. Let it get up to speed. Then... How have we not derailed yet? Oh, 300. The engine is not overheated yet. I guess this one might not be as useful for normal, like, freight. This might be useful for passenger service. And we're making so. This is either where we're gonna stay on the rails or completely derail. No, we stay on there. I guess we're glued to it. Alright, it does work. Now for a real challenge, disconnecting all the starters. So all that button does is turn the engine on or off. We press the button, no starters engage. We rev this up. We have RPS main engine. You know what I'm realizing now is that I'm completely stupid and I haven't changed this to 2. Right now we can see. Otherwise we might have to have like 1 or 2 starters adding to it. Now turn the starter on. Yeah, I can push the 0.8, but I cannot. Also, I have an idea. I'm gonna need 3 dials, 1 button. 3 dials, 1 button goes in. And that means that we're gonna have to reconnect some logic, which will be channel 1, which will be the fuel. I know I'm kind of... This entire thing was kind of an excuse to work on older creations. And I guess 3 can be a battery level. And then the singular button for channel 4 will be this. Right, motor, clutch, fuel, RPS main engine, fuel go from 0 to like 10,000. RPS main engine goes from 0 to 100. Battery goes from 0 to 1 on channel 3. And number 4 will be a button, or more like a flip switch. Channel 4, which will be ECU. So you first have to flip the ECU, yeah, then you push the button. So you first flip the ECU, you and then you forget one of the most important things, and that's to connect these up. Because, you know, otherwise it's not going to be able to read anything because the composite signal doesn't get sent. Like, it collects the data. It just doesn't send said data to the necessary displays. We turn the ECU on. Yeah, I might need 2 starters actually. I'm just gonna slowly add starters to the thing until I don't need them anymore. No, I'm actually gonna add like 2. I'm actually gonna see if 3 stars in an electric motor work. Otherwise I'm gonna have to keep adding belts and belts and belts to it. Right now it stops around 2.3. Come on, we can do this. 8. Don't stall out on me now. Don't go down. 9. 9.1. 9.2. 9.3. And there it stalls out. I do need an extra starter. Or we turn this into 2. Maybe that works. 9.8. Is it gonna go for 9? Is it gonna get stuck at the same part again? 9.9. 9.91, then it goes 7.2, 3, 4, 5, and it stalls out. Yeah, do need one extra starter. That's a bummer. I just replaced... I guess I'm replacing one starter with a there we go. Alright, that is done now. These two are useless, so this can all become lights. This is just throttle to pull it up. This is reverse, and then I slowly start to apply it. Smash the brakes. Yep, that seems about right, actually. Just how am I going to hide this? I guess I can make like a pivot. This doesn't really need to be complicated. I do need to get this logic somewhere, which because it like it just kind of fit in here. Honestly, I don't see the problem in smacking it down here, keeping it compact, and then just holding shut this entire door. Wait, is it still above that line? If I do it this way, it is. Because now it won't fully open. Because it's 2. This will open fully. There we go. And then we add like a button. Little toggle button here that aims towards the inside, actually. That has a switch box, a compact switch box, if one can call it that. Connected to electricity. Boom. And now we have a functional door there. So if you want to start this, one train, all you do is you walk up to a button that you press that opens up a door. That door is this access panel. Turn the ECU, up the clutch, and try and start it. Then you start it, then you shut the door, you go in here, you increase that, you press into reverse, and you start applying clutch. That's how that works. Now to do something that's been bothering me for a while. That little insignificant thing has been bothering me for a bit now. Now the windows aren't as noticeable as before. You have this. I think I can kind of shut this entire thing up. Although, I kind of like the line here. And this That means that first of all, I can get rid of one of them. Because you have the temperature engine. I guess we can call this. And so it's going to be 100 RPS. I guess RPS. Temperature. RPS can also be this. 3 will. I can make this a lot more compact actually. Nice. Because we're gonna need another one of these, and we're gonna call it the clutch, or this can be a throttle lever for the clutch or not. Actually, what might be smart is grab this, move it here. Oh, that I can't do that. Of course I can't do that. I have to move this one, which just displays engine information anyway. So I might as well put it in there. Then grab this, pull it here. Put everything together into one neat solid object. Put this in here, call this one clutch. And value 0.29. And connect it to the battery as well. And then this one becomes the clutch. No, I still have to start the engine up. Whoops. Oh. Problem. Seven, 8, 9. Engine is a go. Shut it. And shut that one. We're doing 100. I like this one. I still have a lot of space back here that I could just move everything backwards. Gain a lot more cabin space. So yeah, this is running imbalanced. I guess I'm gonna have to move the more weight backwards, but that is going to be happening next week because due to time and me being tired at this point, I'm gonna end it soon. Next Next stream will be either Monday, I think, or I'm gonna throw it all around and put it somewhere in the weekend because I'm gonna be busy on Wednesday. I'm gonna see the Minecraft movie. It starts at 6. It's probably gonna last a little bit longer than like 2 hours. I won't be home by 8, so I might as well either move it to Monday. Or, yeah, it's, why is it doing weird visuals? Hold on, why is my stream elements flipping out? There we go, it's fixed. Just that the shutdown storm works. But yeah, either I do it Monday or Sunday, one of the two. The next Zero Valley stream. And yeah, if you have any feedback or want to have a chat with me, maybe you know what streams are delayed, moved, sometimes cancelled, make sure to join the Discord. And if you want to see more of this, of course, follow, subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. If you're seeing this on YouTube, hello and goodbye, YouTube. Nobody watches it this far. I know, I can look at statistics. YouTube doesn't really like VODs. It likes short form a lot more. Instead of these long form 2-hour VODs. And yeah. Make sure to check that out as well. And with all that said, have a very pleasant weekend and a maybe entire work week. Might see you guys on Monday, maybe on Sunday. Said we'll have to figure that one out. Yeah. Until then, goodbye.